Hey, what up everybody, this is Stevie Breach coming to you. I apologize, I didn't turn that light on. The light's going to be a little bit dimmer than it is normally in this video because the light is too far for me to reach. But basically, this is going to be me trying to break down what was Battleground. I think the biggest story that will come out of Battleground is the whole power outage that happened after the CM Punk Ryback match and before the Daniel Bryan vs. Randy Orton WWE Championship match that was the main event. Basically, the cable feed for the pay-per-view was dropped. Luckily, it wasn't that long before it was turned back on. WWE went with their. If it was me, I just would have rushed the guys out there and started the match as soon as possible. But maybe WWE didn't believe that the power was going to stay on, so they wasted some time before they finally got the guys out there. Tweet of the night, honestly, the whole pay-per-view and everything that happened in my big day of Braves baseball, which I forgot about for some reason because they jumped out to an early lead and I was trying to keep up with what was happening in the pay-per-view as well as the same time trying to watch a football game at the same time between the San Francisco 49ers and the Houston Texans. Goes out to Adam of the Boston Brothers, who said, for the people complaining about trying to get a refund for WWE Battleground, you don't get the refund because you ordered a pay-per-view called Battleground. I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time, but I know when Battleground was first announced, there was a whole bunch of rumors, there was a whole bunch of, people thinking that this actually could be the return of War Games. No, that would make that a whole lot better. Honestly, looking at this pay-per-view now that it is over, I think that basically it exceeded the expectations. Without the power outage, it would probably be worth however much a pay-per-view costs these days, $60 bucks, $65. But basically, honestly, I don't know many people who didn't stream this show. I honestly don't even think I can name anybody watching this video who paid for the actual thing. And if you did, I'll pat you on the back. And I'll probably call you a liar behind your back, unless you give me some sort of proof for it. But basically, I don't even want to talk about this whole show. It did exceed expectations, but when your expectations are so low that this is a horrible pay-per-view, it's not hard. I don't know how to tell you that this is a mediocre pay-per-view, but it's lower than mediocre. I don't know, like, sitting here and watching this show for as much attention span as I gave it, it was alright, but honestly, I much rather would have waited and built up anything else for Hell in a Cell instead of having this pay-per-view this week, having this week off, having Bound for Glory the following Sunday, which would be followed by Hell in a Cell the next. It just seems like a ton of wrestling on Sunday nights. In the main event, it looked like Daniel Bryan had the whole thing all locked up and it was going to be a big-time win. He had Orton in the no lock, or that would be the yes lock. Yeah, the yes lock. Yes, yes. And we had him locked in there. Big Show came on down there. Big Show turned on Daniel Bryan, knocking him out and throwing the referee out of the ring. Brad Maddox ordered that a new ref come down, which was followed by Scott Armstrong. I thought he was fucking fired. When did he get rehired? This doesn't make any sense at all. Armstrong came out to count the fall. Why this wasn't a disqualification, I got no fucking clue. Maybe that's a storyline that they're going to run with on Monday, that maybe Triple H is going to ask Armstrong. You know, he's going to say, I gave you your job back, I put you in this spot, and you didn't give me the right call. I don't know. I mean, Armstrong was fired by Triple H not even like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago at the most, it seems like. It just, to have him come out during a main event and not explain why the hell he got his job back. The announcers don't even remember that this was an angle that was shot on Monday Night Raw. I got no clue. After that, Big Show knocks out Orton, and that's it. Like, okay, alright, so we don't get the disqualification that should have came a minute ago. We just get a no contest, which is basically a draw, which was what I predicted. So it's not like I didn't get what I didn't see coming, but I don't know. I sort of thought that Big Show would turn on Randy Orton, but I don't know why Big Show would turn on Daniel Bryan. Maybe we didn't see that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon sent him out there to hit Bryan, and this was after the fact that he hit Orton just because he wanted to, but it's one of those things that the show ends, and we're going to have to see what comes out tomorrow. The only thing that really mattered on the show was the Cody and Goldust tag match against the Shield. They were able to get their jobs back, as I was like hoping. Not Randy, but Dusty. I think of horny Dusty. Think about Randy Orton. He was able to hit some bionic elbows out there for you, dropping them. Boom! I haven't done a review on it yet, but I was able to watch that Crockett DVD the other day, and that thing was pretty fucking awesome. It was pretty cool. It was definitely worth the money. I was glad I got it. I was pleasantly, openly, really surprised by the inside of the packaging. I thought the packaging was A-plus stuff. Something looked like something WWE put out. Cody and Goldust got their jobs back. I'm anxious to see what they're going to do with Goldust. Are they to use him as a on-screen character for the next, couple of weeks until we just sort of forget about him, or they just don't have a spot for him, and he'll do Superstars for a few weeks, and then he'll just quietly exit, or is he just going to do a mainly backstage role that he, that he had before he got fired? I don't know. We'll have to see where this goes from here. Some people are rumoring that it's going to be Cody versus Goldust at WrestleMania. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. We were very lucky that we got them as as like two guys squaring off against each other at the Royal Rumble back in January, and then we're pretty lucky that we got them teaming up as a tag team for this run right here. Like I said, if it wasn't for this match, the pay-per-view would probably be in the shitters. Del Rio did retain his title against Rob Van Dam. It seems like him and Ricardo Rodriguez are still battling it out. I should have seen the finish of this coming with them building up the Van Terminator out of nowhere for the last month, that he would miss it, and that would be the demise. But Del Rio still is your World Heavyweight Champion, and this should be the quiet exit for Rob Van Dam until we get to see when they bring him back. Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro were able to get the victory over Khali and Santino. Curtis Axel beat R-Truth. Divas match, I have no idea what happened. I'm not even going to fake it by reading the review to tell you what happened. And then basically Punk got the win over Ryback by kicking Ryback in the balls, as the ref was distracted because the ref was messing with Heyman, because Heyman was about to hit Punk in the back with a kendo stick, and the ref caught him. Like I said, this is a DVD that I'm going to buy someday. I'm going to put on my shelf. As of right now, the Dusty Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, and Goldust match is the only thing that stands out that I'm going to want to see again in the foreseeable future, but more than likely I'm guessing that this will probably be on the best of the pay-per-view release that comes out for this year. So I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't for me wanting to have all the DVDs, I probably wouldn't have this one. It seems like they didn't even honestly really even try that much. Hopefully Hell in a Cell, they'll be able to patch up this main event. Big Show, Daniel Bryan, and Randy Orton. Maybe it's going to be a three-way. We've done a three-way in the Hell in a Cell before with Punk, Cena, and Del Rio in 2011. That was the one that was they did the run-in with Miz and R-Truth at the very end, and they were wearing the masks, and people thought it was like a gang warfare and a fan run-in thing. It was pretty crazy at the end there for you. But I think, was that in Atlanta? No, Atlanta was the last year's Hell in a Cell with R-Truth. And, not R-Truth. Well, yeah, R-Truth and Hell in a Cell did fight Cesaro last year, but the main event was Ryback and Punk. That was last year's. Yeah, because they were there, and then they came here. That's right, that's what happened. Okay, well, that's it, and until tomorrow, we'll have to see what happens with the Rhodes Boys, Big Show, Triple H. Right now, if I had to predict what's going to happen, it's going to be a three-way in Hell in a Cell. I don't know why Triple H would want to reward Big Show with a title shot after what he did and sort of messing up his plans, but maybe he'll tell him he has to be in the match and he has to lose, but he has to help Orton. I don't know. Pretty dumb to me, but we'll figure it out. Peace out.